Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 22. It's now time for another episode of our career mode. It's time for round 18. It's time for the Chang International Circuit of Thailand. So if you watched the previous episodes, you will know I've already won the Moto2 World Championship, so we are starting each and every race from this point forwards, from the back of the grid. Might not have been what we wanted in Motegi, but this time I'm going to try and turn things around as we go into the first corner, trying to go around the outside. Oh, someone's down again. I think that's Simone Corsi. Once again, one of the MV Agusta riders is down and out to start the Grand Prix. I think it was in Aragon the last time we seen that, as we're pretty much caught on Sean Dillon Kelly to the right-hand side. But this is where we can take advantage, braking extremely firm for the third corner here in the Chang International Circuit, as riders getting picked up left, right and centre as we go round the outside of quite a few riders, still locking horns with teammate Fermin Aldeguer on the Boscoscura, but we'll try and get past on Manuel Gonzalez. Of course, was very competitive in the Red Bull Ring of Austria this season in our championship. As Zonta van der Goorberg gets a massive hit there. Apologies to van der Goorberg for sending him into the distance, but we do dive for the inside of Marcos Ramirez, so it does mean it was Simone Corsi who met his demise at the start of this Grand Prix. Well, the change of direction here to the turn 7 for the right-hand side. Lorenzo Dalla Porta behind us, as we have now taken 16th position. So pretty good start for the newly crowned Moto2 World Champion. But now into the right-hand side for turn 9. Schrotter and teammate Alcobra ahead of us in the Dynavol Liquid Moly Intact team, as we now go to the right-hand side for turn 11. Getting a little bit caught up on the rumble strip and messing things up, with Lorenzo Dalla Porta in pursuit, as we now go firm on the anchors for turn 12, and now really tight to the apex, just a little bit too tight as a matter of fact, as Alberto Reinas behind us. I think that's another crash for the man on board the Gas. I think did he crash in Motegi, or was it the race before that in Aragon? I don't really remember, but I know one of them certainly crashed, and I know Jake Dixon crashed in Aragon in the final corner. So now bringing on the power to start the second lap. The heart rate monitor, of course, still there, ladies and gentlemen. It is there to stay. And with the focus on completing MotoGP 22's Moto2 career mode, we should have the MotoGP season starting within a couple of weeks. So definitely stay tuned and get yourself subscribed, because of course there'll be a lot more MotoGP 22 content coming very, very soon. But bringing on the power now and trying to dive over the inside of Somkiat Chantra, the home Grand Prix for the Thai man, as he's probably loving life at the moment in the video game, possibly. He had a good podium a few days ago, and he's very much competitive in Moto2 right now. So change of direction once again for the 7th corner. Philip Salach found himself on the podium here in the Chang International Circuit, in real life, of course, with Tiger Tony taking the victory. Shout out to Joe Roberts at the front of this group as well, the Italtrans rider, leading the way with Agora second and Celestino Vietti in third. Very important to note, actually, for Agora and Vietti respectively, they are charging in the sense of the championship standing, so they could have a pretty good chance of getting into the final rostrum positions. But look at that late lunge up on the inside of Salach, beautifully done for the new world champion. And now we have Arbolino in our sights. Across the line we aren't actually. I thought we would be the fastest man on track, but we aren't, and we're missing out by about 0.2 of a second, which I guess in the grand scheme of things it's not too bad considering how far we've had to come back from. So paying a little bit of a look to the bottom right hand corner of our screen there, 0.6 on the fuel. Gonna have to pay attention to that and make sure that we don't run out of fuel. But look at that late braking around the outside of Jorge Navarro, around the outside of Jake Dixon. Do we hold the position? Looks like Navarro had the best entry there, not taking one but two riders. And look at the speed he picked up on the straight. He could be looking at left hand side. And what is going on with Jake Dixon right now? We're pretty much just leaning and copying each other's movement there as we go into the straight, but now into the left hand side, getting into the most difficult part as a just bit of contact and gesticulation from our riders. Celestino Vietti has gone down. Goodness me, Vietti down and out. That's probably what the second time we've collided in 3 Grand Prix now. Of course, I was the reason that I couldn't, well, excuse me, he was the reason we didn't finish in the Aragon race, and now Celestino is going to be blaming us for contact in the right hand side there. It was a hefty manoeuvre, but I didn't think he'd drop the bike. I guess we could be blamed for that one, but hey ho, karma happens. He did take us out in Aragon, but touching the apex there has really cost us a lot of time there We're now into the clutches, and Navarro's are going to go extremely late on the brakes once more to beat the Flexbox HP40 ride of Canet. A little bit of a nudge to Augusto Fernandez. We're now up into the top 4. Tiger Tony in pursuit of the top 2. I'm going to try and follow him now, and hopefully he can get me to the promised land, to the spots of victory. So now into the right hand side for turn 1, setting up the 4th lap of 6 here in the Chang International Circuit. Once again, guys, of course, if you are enjoying the content, be sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing as well. We're braking firm into the right-hander for turn 3. I do like this wider entry to then bring on the power with a bit of a quick upshift there, as Aaron Canet has met his demise. Aaron Canet is no longer competing for the top 5 spots here in Thailand. I thought another ride had gone down there, but it must have been just the change of colour from the yellow flag to the green. So now to the left-hand side. Bit of fuel in our back pocket as we dive with the inside of Tiger Tony, claiming 3rd position for the 5th corner. And we're still on a pretty fast lap here as well, so we could actually be looking at the fast lap of the Grand Prix. Lost it all going into the change of direction towards the end of the track, and look at Tony Arbolino going around the outside, holding on for dear life to the 3rd position, but we have forced our way through, and the world champion is now up into 3rd place. Oh, very tight to the apex there, certainly costing us a bit of time, and Tiger Tony round the outside, a little bit of a shove back, and we have now regained the position back into 3rd place. Now, the decision we must make now is, do we need to stay in power setting 2, or can we push and try and catch up to Agora and Joe Roberts? We would need power setting 3 to help us get there. It's just depending on whether we should or not. Joe Roberts, the fastest man on track, and equally, we were very, very close to getting towards his lap time, but not quite enough. Still a 1/10 of a second down to the American leading the way. So 1.4 seconds is the gap. 1.7 it is to Joe Roberts. It's probably not going to be likely, but if we can get back on the podium, I'll be a happy man. It's been a few races now, hasn't it? Since Mazzano was the last time we even looked at a podium position. And in fact, no, actually, I'm giving myself discredit. In Motegi, we were close to the podium, and we were on the podium, but unfortunately things went backwards during the Japanese GP. But Mazzano is the last time we did taste the Prosecco. Could it be here today as well? I would be pretty happy if that's the case. It's a Chang International Circuit. It's one of those... Oh, I've gone wide. Never mind. Speaking ahead about the Prosecco has certainly put us off in this instance, as Tony Arbolino retakes 3rd place. So now it's gloves off, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to do battle on the penultimate lap here. It's time to fight with Tiger Tony Arbolino himself, as we go into turn 8, the Elfmark VDS Triumph ride, should I say. All on the Triumph bike, of course, the Triumph engine for the 765. Absolutely beautiful motorcycle. I've actually seen one in the NEC this year when I went to Motorcycle Live. It was beautiful. Didn't get a chance to sit on it, you weren't allowed, but still I got to see one in the flesh. So breaking into turn 12, that was actually a really lovely manoeuvre ahead of Tony Arbolino, and across the line, we actually only lost a 1/10 of a second, but look at the drive that Tony Arbolino got. Compared to power setting 2, that was phenomenal. We only lost a 1/10 of a second to our fastest lap time, but the fastest man on circuit right now is Tony Arbolino to start the final lap of today's video. What can Tony do? What can we do? We've got plenty of power left. I think I'll need to use power setting 2 for a little bit, just a few corners, and then we should be able to just run power setting 3 to the end. Very fast into turn 3, but Tony Arbolino is still there. The Dainese boot was just leaning on our shoulder blade there. As we now bring on the power once again. This long straight, as I do feel confident breaking into the left-hand side. A lot better than the AI as we now approach the left-hander for turn 4. Really would have wanted to attack him there. Can we attack into turn 5? It's not going to be close enough, but we are closing in rapidly. Maybe we just play this safe here. Just a little bit concerned for the next couple of corners. I can lose it. It looks like Agora and Roberts are doing battle as well as we touch the apex and we've gone down. Ah, can you believe it? No podium here. No Prosecco. Not for us today. So that is not what the doctor ordered. Unfortunately, 0 points for your world champion. But look at Joe Roberts winning here in the Chang International Circuit. Agora second, and Tiger Tony gets the better out of us two and gets on the podium in 3rd place. Looking at the championship standings, it's all immaterial now, I guess, because it's all done and dusted. Augusto Fernandez still in 2nd place. Agoro still there in 3rd, but reduces the gap to Augusto. And Tony Arbolino now puts himself into the top 4, eyeing up a top 3 finish for the end of the championship. And finally, a look at the team championship. Boscoscura team still leading the way, but after another missed opportunity, only 12 points clear from Red Bull KTM. And Elfmark VDS now up into third, with Idemitsu Honda Team Asia clawing the gap down to 28. But guys, that is it from me. I do hope you enjoyed this video. See you tomorrow for a Christmas celebration. And I guess that's going to be it from me. So be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.